Alright, ladies and gentlemen, all you beautiful people out there, I see more than 100 people already in the waiting room. You guys are ridiculous! Welcome! Because we have arrived! And as always, you guys know I'm not a good commentator. That's why I always have backup here next to me. And today, I brought one of the best. It is my boy Kevin on the mic. Kevin, how do you feel? It's been a while.
It has been a while, and it is a wonderful day for some competitive Mortal Kombat. It's been raining over here in New York for the past week, and the day I get to do commentary on Rips, the rain goes away, the sunshine comes out, and the competition gets heavy. We've got some names on the docket for tonight, and I'm excited to see these matchups.
Man, Kevin, we have some heavy hitters. I brought them only for you. You said you want entertainment tonight, and we are gonna deliver. You guys know the arena, we don't disappoint in here, you know? We never disappoint. We got the best players in the entire world. Across the globe, we have sweats after sweats after sweats. This season alone, more than 200 players competing at the same time. And yeah, today it is time for week number 3 of our League series. So guys, thanks for being here. I see C's in the chat. Yes, of course, everyone has to be here because the chef of the Golden Collision. He is here next to me.
I mean, that's almost becoming Cease now, too. You saw that whole Ed Boon tweet? My man is famous now.
Yeah. No, Cease, he is too Hollywood. He is too Hollywood at this point.
He's getting there.
But guys, first of all, thanks for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here. And yes, the lineup today, Kevin, it looks phenomenal. You know what? Let's just bring it in and let's talk about it for a second.
Oh, of course.
Because the fights are very, very interesting, especially when we take a look at the characters from each individual player here. We start with a debut fight. That means BORTBONDAN. For the very first time in the arena, I reached out to him and realized he is from Germany as well, just like me. So we have the German showdown in round number 1. BORTBONDAN versus KINGENGINE. I expect the Frost versus Shao Kahn matchup. Kevin, are you ready for that?
I'm very excited for that. Those are two characters that match up in a way that's very interesting, and the way that they have to deal with each other. It's watching not only a very specific matchup, but one that's going to be carried by new competitors to the Rips Arena lineup is going to be fantastic.
It is gonna be good, but then, Kevin, put your seatbelt on tonight, because HONEYBEE versus MAKORAN, the clash. It is about to happen.
Two technical masters, both big character specialists, and both of them, I think one of the most interesting parts with both of them is how on point they've been. I've been seeing a lot of HONEYBEE competition where this guy just does not seem to miss anymore. I mean, 4 years into the game, you would imagine competitors at this level would operate at that level of consistency, but him and MAKORAN both known for their technical skills and their knowledge and information clash we're going to have in match number 2 tonight.
Oh yeah, that is good. And then these characters, I mean, Devourer versus Scarlet, and in this case tonight, it's the best Devourer versus the best Scarlet.
Yes.
But there can only be one in this dojo. We're gonna find out later who is gonna win it. We have GSOM. Only for Tigress. I had to put some Fujins here on the big stage, Kevin. Otherwise, Tigress said, you know what, I'm not gonna talk to you anymore, Rip. So we have GSOM coming back after, I think, 1 or 2 seasons. So we haven't seen him for a while. A very strong Fujin from the CIS region. We got ALOR representing another Frost. And if I remember correctly, GSOM ALOR is a rematch. I think we have seen it in Season 8, Season 7, something like that. But it is always close.
In that case, it means somebody here is looking for a run back. And again, we talk about the technical viability of these characters. Fujin with the Skywalker shenanigans, trying to get past the Legends of the Hidden Temple obstacle course that Frost can put on screen. It's going to be a doozy.
Oh, it is going to be good. But then I had to. Usually, Kevin, I have to say we don't put the same player back-to-back on stream. But yesterday, for the first time in the arena, we had ECLIPSE. And no one was ready for that Fujin, because Takinada, he just sent one message before the stream and he's like, Rip, get ready. ECLIPSE is the best Fujin in Europe, by far. And we have never seen him before, Kevin. And this man, he delivered a performance yesterday. Jesus Christ, good Lord. Where are all these players coming from?
I don't know. Listen, when you want to become the best in the game, you've got to go where the competition is the strongest, and in a lot of times that's right here on Rips Arena. And if you've got the best Fujin in the Europe scene, featured in a bout tonight, you best believe I want to see it too. If you haven't seen it, you know I haven't. So I'm going to be doubly excited to see what he's got to offer.
Man, and when I saw then that Eclipse got matched versus ROETHOR today, I was like, you know what? I have to see that. I want to see that personally, chat. That's how good that fight is. So we put it on stream. ROETHOR versus Eclipse. We have GOLLYWOMP for all the Baraka mains versus JETRING. That means NA versus EU, Kevin. I know you like that one as well.
Yeah, and JETRING, one of our stronger NA competitors when it comes to our lineup of very, very intense jokers. I mean, I know you guys over there in the EU scene have had to deal with your fair share of strong jokers as well, but JETRING, a very solid reputation, only gets stronger every single time he competes. Can't wait to see how he deals with this matchup from GOLLYWOMP.
And then last but not least, we got the boy STARKZZ, known for his Jax, made a stellar run in our weekend tournament. I hosted with Carl together over the weekend. Martian, by the way, thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate it. Versus the jalapeno, MKJAVIER, our Scorpion mastermind. He is here as well. So, Kevin, you see, we get the variety. We have all the sweats in the world tonight.
Oh, of course. And that another matchup that's very interesting. That's going to be a lot of frame data, a lot of in-your-face boxing and maintaining distances. A lot of shimmies I'm expecting from a matchup like Jax versus Scorpion. We'll see which one of them can maintain the pacing and dictate the matchup.
Yes, and as always, before we dive in, we take a look at those player cards. Let me see the rankings, because I'm curious. King Engine most likely gonna bring the Shao piece. Smosagax, thank you so much for the Prime Love for 10 months. But the Shao Frost matchup is one we don't see that often. Kevin mentioned it earlier. It's gonna be interesting, but we have 91% on King Engine.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm sure that's for a reason. We'll see how well Bort can deal with the Shao Kahn pressure, right? That's really going to be the tail of this matchup, is how quick he can get in and overwhelm Frost before she can kind of chip away at him throughout the set. And of course, his damage output, you know better than anybody, Rips, just to the moon, the amount of damage this fella can put on board. So Bort is going to have to be very careful with his defense here.
Okay, so Bort, he reached out to me and he's like, Rip, first of all, thank you for putting me on stream. I'm a casual. That's what he said before. But you know, Kevin, everyone is welcome in the arena. We want to see every single one of you in the chat.
Hey, listen, I'm sure he's going to do more than fine. This is a matchup that Frost can do very well in, and it always, like, worst case scenario, it's a learning experience, right? This is mostly what you come here for outside of the prize money. These two,
the right mentality.
And whom will you rally to your
We even get the intros. I like it.
yeah, I love when they don't skip these.
Round one.
Do we see the switch? Is it a true Shao main? No, we backdash. That is not a true Shao main in my opinion, Kevin.
No, back for us. I can't even tell you, Rips, how many Shao Kahn matchups I've started with short hop on start just because it's so common. Oh, okay, Bort, you know, representing themselves as a casual, looking pretty competitive here so far.
Wait a minute, he told me he's a casual. That doesn't look casual to me, Kevin.
Why do they always try to bait us, Rips? They always lie. Or there's the sweep. It had to come out at some point, right?
Oh, the big lollipop swing. That back three after the buff.
Okay.
And he's loading that bad
projectile for the combo finish. This is going to be a very poke-heavy matchup. These are both characters that have exceptional down fours. Frost may be a little better in this instance. It's hers as a disjoint, whereas Shao's is just so low profiling and so fast. Oh, nice pickup here.
Oh, the pressure. The Shao Kahn gimmicks, but wait a minute. Bort, he's one touch away, but we cannot take that trade anymore.
Yeah, Bort was just a hair away from landing a hit confirm into a possible kill there with the right routes.
Fight.
But still gets to hold on to that fatal blow resource in the least. Yeah.
Did I just see a raw shoulder charge with punish?
I mean, you know it's a devious one when it gets both of us to just exhale on hit confirm. And here we go. Nice retort here from BORTBONDAN. Ooh! Almost like a wake-up Kano ball the way that he just used that Frost dive. And this is looking pretty effective so far. I mean, this is what you have to do as Frost in this matchup, right? You've got to slow down the Shao Kahn so they really can't get their gimmicks going.
And that is exactly the problem with Shao Kahn in general. Everything this character does is unsafe on paper. And yes, I say on paper for a reason.
Oh no, yeah, we know. Okay, let's see. Bort here. Again, a hair away. One fatal blow trigger.
Oh, Kevin! There it is.
Oh. And the future has been predicted, ladies and gentlemen. No hourglass needed here. We are in the right time. Oh, hold on to the hair away. Yeah, but
alive. I was about to say 1100 HP, but not even that could save him.
Yeah, I think that the chip damage would have been enough there just from the amplified. I don't think Xiao would have had an option to get past it fast enough. Did have to expend that resource, but is still alive in this round. And is doing very well for a casual. We've almost not seen King Engine at all go for the Xiao grab off of 4-3-4.
That is right, and yeah, a lot of Xiao players, they just don't like that string in general. Especially on PC, you can fuzzy all options, even though it's hard, but it is possible.
Yeah, I think there's a point where you have to kind of test the waters with your opponent and see if they're even capable of that. And introducing that mix is so important if you face somebody who can't deal with it.
And there's the sweep.
Ooh. Yeah, the botched input from the side of BORTBONDAN, that's got to be annoying. Opened him up to that sweep. This is, oh no combo confirmed. And the jump back dive kicks have been so important here.
We've seen so many of those, and you mentioned the Kano ball earlier. Wait a minute, Bort!
No pickup. Oh, I mean,
this, Kevin, this is not a casual at all. Bort, he is a straight up sweat.
Yeah, and the Xiao record gut checker. There's no shot record for the Mercy. Oh, if I'm King Engine, I do not do it in response. I like money more than I like. What's this? I mean, still good advantage here.
No, Bort, he is playing out of his mind. Wait a minute, ladies.
And this is a debut?
It is.
And what a way to showcase it, BORTBONDAN doing an impeccable job with this Frost. Going up 1-0 in this matchup so far. Let's see if he can continue the momentum as he moves forward. Quite a statement to make for your first match on Rips Arena.
That is right. I didn't expect it. But you know what I expected? All these legends in the chat. A warm welcome, everyone. We're just getting started. Close to 200 people are already here with us, guys. Welcome to the arena. Thanks for the support. And we got the boy Kevin for the entire night of MK11. It's gonna be a good one. Big Baba Frankie, Ice Frey, N9, Mr. Black, Pride Washed. Even the boy Slayer is in the chat.
What's going on, Slayer?
Jesus Christ, Kevin. What are we doing here?
I mean, we are watching the epitome of high-level Mortal Kombat 11 competition. And with some, I mean, especially early on in the game, considered to be some of the more relatively low-tier characters. Now we're in year 4 in the game. And these players who have stayed dedicated to them have progressed them to the point where they can keep them competitively viable against a slew of competition that's so hard to deal with. And look at how well they're showcasing that here.
Oh, that is such a good punish on the forward roll board. He is so solid.
And again, I mean, so far the back forward 3 from Bort, along with the insta air dive, right, have been kind of like the highest utility tools in this matchup. Just keeping King from even getting to establish some of that pressure for half of the game, and then when he does get close, that dive kick just shuts down so many of his options.
Ooh, there's a dive bomb hitting the upper body. That means it's punishable, but a whiff, missed opportunity. King Engine. Oh, Kevin, that is so good. Bort, look at this pressure.
I mean, that's got to be one of the most brave down 2s I've seen in my life. And again, right here, yeah, always have. Oh no, connects, but isn't able to get the pickup. That could have been game. No flawless blocks either on that 4-3-4.
Wait, he jumped over her, but Bort again. The little backdash and Frost, she has mitts for days.
Yeah, look at her downloading all of that Shao Kahn frame data in between rounds. And again, mitigating most of this matchup to just this full screen zoning off of that back 4-3 amplified. It's been hard for Kane to get past it. Shao again with some high damaging combos, but I think the bigger problem, right, is that he has to establish them off of some like relatively weaker normals, and Frost is creating just enough space where something like Xiao's like stand 1 isn't really in reach to connect. I mean, this right now looking so good.
Yeah. All the jumps.
I'm trying to make a point.
Shao Kahn, one of the hardest short hops to block in the entire game. And another raw shoulder. King Engine is saying hello.
I mean, it's one of those, you try to get technical about the pros and cons of like Shao Kahn's toolkit, but he really can just brute force himself past how the game should work half the time. Ooh, gets saved. Oh, the
King
range on
Engine,
that back three.
he is throwing out so many unsafe options. We need some holy water for this set.
Yeah, I think so far the game plan is just to try to overwhelm Bort with the myriad of options, so the unpredictability saves him from the bad frame data.
Did you just say the unpredictability? what was even the word, Kevin? You can't throw these words around when I'm here.
Oh, yeah, he went for it in the shoulder charge. Yeah, I mean, you know, for the sake of repeating myself, Shao Kahn is one of those characters where there is supposed to be a set method to beat him, but if the Shao Kahn player can remain unpredictable, sometimes the frame data and the tech doesn't matter if you can't tell what's coming. He literally brute forces himself through strategies.
Yes, and that is the prime example, King Engine. The big difference compared to the first round is he just doesn't give a shit anymore. We are going in.
I mean, there's a communal hive mind, I think, between most Shao mains, and there's a community agreement that you have to just not hesitate with this character.
Yeah, that is right. I see Daystar saying, what's good, Ribs? Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for the support. Man, we have a stellar night of MK11 ahead of us. Some very interesting fights. I can't wait for them.
Yeah, I mean, look at the strategic capacity of this first match, and it's only the first match of the night. So many left to go, so many competitions to look forward to. Let's see how this rounds out. We're tied up 1-1 in our first bout here. Shao versus Frost. A lot of channel points were put on the line of this match. A lot of people really, if I remember correctly, right, most of those went to King Engine, and this is looking 76. A lot more even than I think they expected it to be.
76% on King Engine right now, only 24% on the newcomer.
Here, oh, nice back roll to get away from that, but again, just a I don't care shoulder charge. And again, I mean, this is the best positioning that King Engine could ask for, right? Just get Frost back against the wall and establish the pressure and lets you jump yourself into the corner. Now this is
King Engine. You're gonna see Silver in the chat with the resubscription. Silver, thank you so much. Nice to see you back, my friend.
Oh, and the stagger game, so crucial to strong Shao Kahn gameplay. Again, it comes down to that unpredictability is going to be the name of the game for Shao. Frost needs to do everything she can to shut that down. And I mean, it has just been mitigated to raw shoulder charge, solved 95% of my problems at this point.
Observer in the chat with the first time message saying, Rips, when are the MK12 tournaments? Observer, you can believe as soon as this game drops, we are there.
I mean, can we also note that while Rips was responding to you, we just saw a raw shoulder charge with no meter to even confirm off of it, just threw it out in neutral for the sake of it. I mean...
And Kevin, I think King Engine
is just
mercy. Flexing at this point.
I mean, there is a level where sometimes in matchups you can simplify an opponent down to one tool that they really can't deal with, and it seems like King Engine has realized it's the YOLO shoulder charge. And the fear has left his soul completely.
Oh man, King Engine, he found the answer, and it's raw shoulder in neutral.
All right, Bort was something to contest with. I mean, as annoying as that is, right? It is still like you've been mitigated to one tool. Shoulder charge is quite arguably the worst move he could throw out if it gets blocked. So I think trying to be prepared for them and, you know, have your most optimal punish on a blocked raw shoulder charge could be really helpful here. You've got to stop him from just feeling like he can do whatever he wants, right? That's exactly when a Shao player is just going to get stronger and stronger. If they have no reason to fear you, they are so much worse to deal with.
Just like that, we have King Engine sitting on match point while 221 are watching.
All right, let's see. I mean, he's putting on a show for the arena. Bort still with a chance to bring this back here. I would love to see a game 5 more than anybody. But again, that amplified back forward 3 has been a big problem solving for him before. He's just got to be careful timing those because, of course, King Engine has gotten pretty free with those shoulder charges. You've got to watch out for them.
Ooh, the max range! He tried to convert that back point.
I mean, still establish at least some tool to say, hey, you can't just do whatever you want here. Oh, and this is quite a big life lead. Yeah, and I mean, that's gonna shut down some shoulder charges, eh?
I am perfection.
Board 1 round away from that sweet game 5. Is he bagging, Kevin?
It's full screen fuzzies. It's the unknowable cross mix at full screen.
Oh, and that is gonna KB. Oh, we don't spend it yet.
All right, let's see. A little bit of respect here, and of course, there we go again with the. You can't give him the respect. That's when the shoulder charges start coming out. And I think Bort realizing he's got to fill that space with something, and that dagger a lot more effective than the back forward 3. This is where it gets problematic. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Eats a short hop of his own for trying to block one. And King Engine gonna toss himself in the corner to secure that win. Almost convincing me that MK has cross-ups.
Fight.
There's the big lollipop swing. Good luck. Here's the punish. He doesn't
but
believe
no
in
big
it.
confirmed. I mean, he's at least got to know, right? He has the information if he was hesitant that that back 2 is fast enough to get that punish. That's a guaranteed KB the next time he blocks that shoulder charge. And this is final round in this game. It's time to cash out if he gets that opportunity. Oh, and the drop.
Just the back 2, and we take that guaranteed damage. Another raw shoulder from King Engine.
Yeah, and Bort with no defensive meter. This is going to be problematic to tick into the interactable. It's one of those more minute details that high-level competitors use, and I imagine we're going to see the Mercy again, right? Engine with nothing to fear right now. I mean, this fella's fishing, so you got a little bit of space here to try to get something going. Short hop over the down 4.
He wants some kind of brutality.
Oh, but is he going to give it up just for the win? At what point does he get annoyed enough? No, he's going to take what he can get.
The first set is over, but I have to say it how it is. Board, what a performance. For the very first time in the arena, that Frost looked phenomenal. And hopefully we see more of that in the future.
Yeah, I think literally the difference for Bort just came down to not having the more optimized Frost combos. Like, initiated a lot of sequences where Bort was able to land a lot of meaningful hits, but just didn't cash out on the damage. And Frost is a character that struggles enough with that already. When you're facing Shao Kahn, who basically can pull damage out of his boots, you know, you've got to make sure that you're hitting him as hard as you can when you get the opportunities. If Bort comes back in this matchup a little more optimized on those bread and butters, I think we could see a really interesting rematch in the future.
Yeah, that is right. It was a great set. GG's to both King Engines. Congratulations for taking it. But of course, guys, we are just getting started in the arena. That was the first fight of the night. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting this project and for allowing us to do that here for and with the MK11 community. But Kevin, the next fight, now we're switching to the PS4 League. And now it's literally world-class level on both sides.
I mean, this is, when I saw the card for tonight, one of the matches that I was the most excited about seeing. I'm a big fan of watching 2 character specialists operate within their field of expertise. If anybody's going to know the most about these characters and specifically how they deal with each other, it's going to be this one. These are both characters that, again, don't rely on high damage output, right? They basically act as very strong deterrents. Scarlet trying to let the opponent feel like they can never move without taking damage, and Devora essentially trying to just not let you play the game, swarming you with her constant setups and pokes. This is going to be very stagger heavy, very interesting, and I think the speed at which these 2 can operate their characters is going to be surprising for those who are less familiar with them.
Oh, that is correct, and I'm very curious about the chat prediction. Right now it's a close one, basically a 50-50 at this point. Who do you have, chat? Who do you think is gonna take this bad boy?
I mean, this is a big gamble because this is one of those matches that can really go either way. Makoran's so strong, and I think, or Makoran, I forget which way is the correct way to pronounce it.
We always say Makoran, but I think everything.
Especially for game 1, where it's essentially a Rolodex of which tendencies do they have that I think they're going to default to in this first match, right? Whoever secures the first win is going to carry the momentum in this set. So this is going to be, even if we get to game 5, I think game 1 is going to be almost more important than game 5 is going to be if we get there.
Especially for the momentum. Winning that first round crucial in a lot of matchups just for the mental mind game in this one. But we see the main, so it is Devora versus Scarlet. We expected it, and Honeybee, we are starting strong. We are throwing out everything.
I mean, this is going to be the name of the game, right? Overwhelmed. I think at this point, right, if we make it akin to the last matchup where Shao was the character that was trying to pressure and Frost was the character that was trying to slow down, Honeybee in this case is going to act as our pseudo Shao, right? Trying to just extremely pressure McCoran with a bunch of nonsense while McCoran has to control that pacing.
It was a clean whip punish, good, solid spacing from Marco.
Oh.
And just like that, we have the life lead.
Oh, and we get the Toasty. I mean, this life lead so strong on McCoran's end. I mean, this should be pretty much game, set, and match, right? It's just down to not making a couple of critical mistakes. Oh, gets baited with the Omniposter.
What? Kevin, I didn't even know that is possible. What the hell was that?
One of my favorite things in competition, Ribs, is watching such a complicated scenario get simplified to just, this is the answer. I mean, just fully armored interactable, just to say stop right now. And of course, now, I mean, McCoran has pretty much set the pacing at this point. Honeybee having a problem trying to establish some footing here. Oh, that's a beautiful neutral jump.
Yo, Mr. Black, thank you so much, my friend, for the gifted sub in the chat. You guys are incredible.
All right, the Abi positive pressure going to be very important. It's even though you can anti-air at the reach on that jump in from Devora, still so hard to contest with if you're not spot on. Okay, this is looking a little more realistic for Honeybee here, but no, boiling point unbreakable.
And just like that, Makoran, aka the Scarlet God, he is saying, I'm here to win, chat.
I mean, very convincing game one. Honeybee with some ground to make up here if he wants to try to steal back some of that momentum that McCoran has established. And I mean, it was pretty much just a match full of Honeybee not getting to play. McCoran had an answer for everything. Adaptation is going to be necessary to change that result in game two.
We can even take that little sneak peek here while these guys are in the character select screen. We're in the PlayStation League, that means left-hand side, and you see Makoran right now sitting in top 3. Honeybee, top 16 as well, ranked number 15 to be exact. It is very, very close, Kevin, when you take a look at the rankings. Look at the little point difference between rank 1 and rank 16. It is not a lot, it is 2 sets.
Yeah. I mean, it's, oh, that's crazy too. That whoever's number 14 SMC, that's my sister's initials.
Oh, let's go. It is our Kotal Khan God from Italy.
I gotta make sure to tune up next time and put a little bit of my channel points on him. I think the universe is telling me something. Look at the flawless blocks here from Honeybee, but doesn't manage to help establish anything. I mean, doesn't have the resources necessary to do anything with that flawless block outside to try to change some frame data.
And Rocket Polos in the chat is saying, thank you for doing these exhibitions. I appreciate you, brother.
Oh, there's the... Yep, again, I mean, McCoran just... The distance he's been able to maintain and fill. Oh!
Kevin, I need help!
The sack woman herself.
Oh, no. Tigress.
Can we get a shout out for Tigress with the 20 bomb?
Wait, Kevin, the entire chat is going crazy. I destroy here as well. Guys, thank you so much. Tigress, you are unbelievable. Kevin, do you think she did that because we now have 2 Fujins on the stage next?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was part of the influence. I do think there's a big chance that was going to be a 15 bomb until you put Fujins on the card and it turned into a 20.
Tigress, thank you. Oh, no, wait. Guys, don't do it in the chat, please. Not today.
Yeah, but she...
Don't make me grab the freaking wig when Kevin is here.
Unwittingly opened the floodgates. The support on Rips Arena, I think, is unmatched when it comes to any other competitive scene. And everybody bow to your Lord and Savior, Rips. It's time.
Wait, Kevin, I have to deal with the chat in the chat right now. You have to take over.
I've got it. Okay, I'll focus on the matchup. Rips, you focus on the chat. Honeybee still at a big life deficit. McCoran so close to cleaning up this second game. This big teleport confirm could be helpful, but he's sitting on a big fatal resource. Let's see if he's going to be willing to spend it in a sec. He needs 1 tap into it. He's got to believe.
There's the setup. He tried it. That is safe. Honeybee knows it. Forward throw. We're still breathing. He is on his last little bit of health. And there's the overhead, Kevin.
Oh, no. And it kills me, Risk, because I think Honeybee, all of us were really aware, right? He got it down to the point where he just needed anything into Avi positives, and he pretty much would have secured that round, and MAKORAN just was able to find the one poke necessary. And we don't even get time to discuss that either.
No. I know what the chat is trying to do, guys. I know what you are trying to do. They want Hagrid's Arena, Mr. Black with the 25 gifted subs.
They want to see a grown man cry.
Cabal.
No, Kevin, do you know what's worse? Do you know what's worse? I didn't want to say it in the beginning, but my mother is watching right now. She is literally at home with my brother, and she is watching this on the TV. Guys, I haven't had Kevin on the mic for months. Don't turn it into Hagrid's Arena chat. Not today.
That might be the exact reason we need to do it. It didn't happen last time I was here. Introduce me to the chaos chat. It's what I'm here for.
Man, my mother, she is definitely not going to be proud, Kevin, when she sees that.
Oh, listen, listen, a mother's love is uncontested.
I think
she'll find a way.
That's the case when she sees me with that wig.
A shout out to Mama Rips. Your son's doing it.
Guys, thank you so much for the support, for the love, for always bringing the hype every single day. Kevin, close to 300 in the chat, and these two players, they are going in.
Yeah, I'm just putting on the shoulder. Oh, how much closer are we getting?
Oh, Jesus Christ, no. Mr. Black, go away!
Guys, it's possible. It's so possible.
Kevin, sometimes I hate this community. We're at 80 subs. Oh, no, Kevin. No ice spray. That has to be a lie. Let me check the list.
Guys, check the statistics. Make sure that he does. Make sure that he pays up.
Mr. Black, thank you so much, brother.
Okay, I'm gonna try to give some attention back to these competitors who are throwing haymakers for your entertainment while the hype train is going on. MAKORAN's still so dominating in the set. I mean, this is close to a 3-0 sweep. Honeybee, I mean, is this Curtains right here with the Amplify? Yeah, it is.
It is a 3-0 sweep, and MAKORAN, he even goes for the Mercy. Kevin, what are we witnessing?
I mean, we are witnessing total domination on the side of MAKORAN so far. Honeybee hasn't necessarily been playing bad, but I mean, it's just been such a difficult wall to get past. If he was to make a comeback here, I think this would be more miraculous than the constant support in the chat. Oh, I know that's going to be game, set, match into brutality on the Chitin Queen.
Bloodline ends.
Kevin, that was unexpected.
That, I mean, for what... You know, I was about to just say what you said differently and a little louder, you know what I mean? For what I expected from that matchup, that definitely did not go the way that I thought it would. It still was a very technical battle, but I think how one-sided it was in hindsight was very surprising.
It was MAKORAN today, but sometimes that's the case, right? Even with these world-class level players, MAKORAN, he just had a good day. He is always a phenomenal player, but today he was a completely different beast. He read everything. Yeah,
I mean, listen, it is almost at this point when you play each other that much, it comes down to coin flips on certain nights, and tonight was just not Honeybee's night, but other nights have been. And the next time they face off against each other, I wouldn't expect the same result just because it was so one-sided today.
Yeah, it is always back and forth. Today, MAKORAN won it. Honeybee, thank you so much for your time. Ice Ray, thank you so much for the gifted sub in the chat. Kevin, they really want to turn this into Hagrid's Arena. They really want it.
I really hope they're able to do it. Guys, I really hope they are.
Guys, thank you for all the support, all the love in the chat. Kevin, we are doing this for 2 years now. This community, they're just out of this world. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Yeah, I mean, isn't it incredible how fast that time goes by, Rips?
It is, yeah.
Like, there are times where it doesn't even feel like 2 years. You wake up one day and you're like, Jesus, it's been so long, and it hasn't even hit me yet.
Yeah, it's still, I mean, since my mother is watching right now, it is still completely surreal to me, basically the transition from working a regular job, right? Just a regular job, and now being a full-time content creator as a job, because it is so interesting. And most of the people, you know, I'm a little bit older than most of the guys out there. But when I talk to people, they're like, wait, what the hell are you doing? Wait, what is your job? Most of the people think they run an OF, Kevin, honestly. Wait, you're streaming on the internet? No, that is dirty. And I was like, wait a minute, no. I'm basically somewhat of a commentator. And they're like, of course, Dennis. Yeah, I know what you're doing.
I mean, listen, I can understand the OF confusion when you've got to explain that half of the appeal is that if they spend a certain amount of money, I have to put on costumes. Like it starts adding up.
But Kevin, now since you mentioned, this might be the business idea of a lifetime. It's time for the Hagrid OF.
Guys, when do we get Rips in a maid outfit?
Guys, stop it.
If we can crack 1,000.
But what I wanted to say is, thank you guys for the support and for allowing me to chase my dreams here as an MK content creator. I'm really looking forward to the future, especially with that kind of community in the back. I Destroy, thank you for another sub. Kevin, let's take a look at the card because 2 matches officially in the books. And now it is time for a little bit of Fujin action on the PC side of things.
Yeah, it's gonna be, I mean, listen, we all know how excited Tigress is for this matchup. It's definitely just scooted up to the front of her seat. This was the one where it's Fujin versus Frost, correct?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, so this is also going to be a technically interesting one. I don't know how well Frost deals with Fujin. I mean, she's got that law projectile, but you've got to kind of space that so specifically to be able to shut down Fujin stuff, and he's just as good as contesting range as she is. So it's really just going to come down to who the better player is in this one. As much as the community feels like Fujin is the best character in the game, he is, for all intents and purposes, whoever's got to control him is human.
That is
not
correct.
impossible.
And guys, Mystiques, thank you so much for the gifted sub in the chat. Wackjob coming with a sub as well. Guys, you are amazing. Let's send out the invites to the next 2 players. And we mentioned the Fujin overload today. It is GSOM versus ALOR. And this is going to be an interesting match in my opinion because 2 very, very high level players. And a high-level Frost, you don't see it that often, Kevin.
Yeah, and I mean a high-level Frost with an 85% win ratio. That is a lot. That is not easy to do.
It is definitely
with a character like that. Yeah, she's so specific in the way. I mean, a lot of the community that I converse with have basically kind of leveled down Frost to just she was just put in this game to counter Jade. But she's one of the best Jade counters I think is in the game for those of them out there that know how the matchup works. Yeah. She has a hard time dealing with a lot of the cast. So maintaining a high level win ratio with her is definitely a testament to the amount of time and dedication ALOR has had to put into making her work. I think GSOM's going to be a great mechanical test. First match will be very, very telling as far as how we should expect the majority of the set to go. And of course, look at Rip's arena on the Titantron. Rip's in the background in full cosplay.
Oh, that's me, chat. That is me.
Yeah, posted up in the computer chair the same way off cam. Nice content so far from GSOM. And of course, this is still the feeling out process, as is akin to the beginning of these matches.
I saw the Daku-S. Kevin, did you see it as well?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you know what happens, Rip? You have competitors that are so good that sometimes things as small as Duck OSs that would be very technical are like almost not even impressive anymore, right? It's like we come to expect it, everybody's doing it. But I mean, its utility in this situation is very strong, right? Of course, Frost is, again, trying to slow you down. So, I mean, mitigating her ability to do that is going to be very helpful.
Round 2, fight.
Another back 2 finding its way. And there's the dial-in string into the slide.
I mean, GSOM has just not been able to make a mistake so far. And now here we go into the strike throw mix. Very strong for Food. That was about to be the most impressive counter tech I ever saw if that tornado would have gotten over the low poke and given GSOM an opportunity to get a punish.
Nice flawless block from ALOR.
Yeah, and that's one of the big Fujin testers, right? You have to do that string and see if they have the capability to flawless block it. You can almost guarantee wins if they can't deal with it. The pickup?
What is that juggle? Why he just jumped over it as well, Kevin? This is crazy.
That definitely was almost like a pickup, right?
It was, yeah.
You guys in chat, let me know how much damage we would have got off of that. Oh, big here. I mean, did we just do it into Fatal Blow? Is this just guaranteed now? I believe so. I think she's got one of the better scaling Fatal Blows, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much game, set, match. Take a confirm. 44 burger.
Yeah, right to the kisser.
And that's not easy damage for Frost to ascertain. All right, and it's back to being a competition. It seemed like it was game, set, match, GSOM. For a minute, I thought that's what his name was an acronym for.
I mean, we saw a very, very strong start, as you mentioned, but ALOR slowly making the adaptation.
Yeah, now coming down to this neutral game. Oh, that forward three is it's so good at just sneaking past footsie game, especially if you can get it to connect. And then, of course, you don't have to overcommit. You can always do it into, like, needle if you feel like running it into wind push to not have to take the chance on getting punished for something. And ALOR, again, reestablishing the threat. Oh my! Okay. Yeah, this is when you know you're fighting a Frost competitor.
These setups are so nasty.
And it's interesting too because they're so minimal, right? Like most of the setup has been get knocked down, toss out the setup, and then just do down one. If they try to jump, they get knocked into it. If they sit there, they have to block the head. You get another turn. I'm curious whether or not ALOR is going to find a point where they want to start using head setups into throw, the more classic way that we would see, a lot closer to a vanilla MK.
There's the wind push. It's going to be hard to close the gap. I mean, look at the timer, Kevin, and we're sliding in the DMs. He gets frozen, but the round is over nonetheless. GSOM.
I mean, if the frame data was a little better, and ALOR was able to block that 4-3, I mean, that would have been guaranteed round. It would have got blocked, frozen, and then it just would have been free Frost confirmed.
But a very close
definitely
match.
Have a match.
Yeah, we definitely have one. Overall skill level, very, very high. And both competitors here, literally on the highest level. This is PC. And those two are very, very experienced. And I've seen them in all kind of PC community tournaments, both from the CIS region. And yeah, I'm happy to have them. ALOR making the switch. And I think that's the very first time that we ever see ALOR on a different character than Frost.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting switch too, because I don't think the Frost was necessarily doing that bad, right? But the implementation of Scream KB as a threat, I can see being like a big problem for GSOM trying to get past the threat of not wanting to get crushing blow the whole game. But again, too, there are some competitors who do believe that the tech against Sindel is to try to eat that KB as early as you can so that you cannot hold the threat of it over your head for the entirety of the match. I mean, so far, this is looking very effective. And Sindel also like a very big patience tester, right? The nuisance of the 4-3 up 4, having to constantly deal with the projectiles, having to guess on her mix. Beautiful pick up there from ALOR.
Great anti-air from GSOM.
And these Sindel cancels are going to be great for helping to really establish some solid like mix pressure, but you've got to keep in mind too that that's also going to open ALOR to big combo damage anytime they get hit by GSOM. When you don't have that defensive meter because you spent it on cancels, anytime you get clipped means you're getting hit for as much as you possibly can.
Wait!
Oh, it was... I mean, at this point, yeah, you just start doing 4-4-3 and try to chip away, right? I mean, the Amplify here gonna do just enough.
He is just too clutch. ALOR can't chip him out.
I mean, that whole round was all intention purposes ALOR's match to lose. The big pickup here again. This is where you start seeing the effects of momentum, as we've mentioned before.
That was a flawless block attempt, 100%.
Yeah, and I like that forward-2 back-forward 1 option also. I mean, the opponent's got to neutral duck, essentially, if they want to try to contest that. That opens them up to getting clipped by the rest of the continued strength. The mix again. Oh, missed time. Now has to sit in the corner and try to deal with his Fujin pressure. Oh, if they were ready for that.
Oh, the mistake away. And ALOR sniping him out.
No way. Oh! This is a video game, Rips. This is a video game. It's not real life. I mean, what a scramble.
Kevin, what? It broke the armor first.
And then just did not connect.
Kevin, am I allowed to say buff Fujin in front of 300?
I think that is the most specific interaction that will allow you to get away with that statement for once.
Look at Tigress in the chat. Mr. Black, thank you for 5 gifted subs to the community. The wick is close, Kevin. Let's take a look at that replay. I know that Tigress, she is crying right now.
I mean, this is the thing too. The life deficit that GSOM had to make up here. He was pretty much down 40%. And then we get this weird interaction with the Fatal Blow that does not connect. And then is still able to finesse that end game scramble. And I feel like we've been seeing a lot of that with these two, right? Just establishing neutral, trying to like maintain the pacing, and then every once in a while they just turn into Rottweilers, just going at it, just scrambling to try to fish something.
Yo, Mike, welcome, brother.
There we go, right into the throw. And it's hard because a lot of times with Fujin, like you want to take that throw, right? I mean, getting hit with the combo is going to be way worse. But the second he manages to fish one escape fails on you, you can't even really take that chance anymore.
Yeah, he's saying sit down. I'm going to anti-air those.
And keep in mind too, this does mean that ALOR has chosen to die on this hill with the Sindel. If ALOR is to make a comeback here, it's going to have to be a 3-0 run back, Sindel only. While GSOM will have the opportunity to switch up tactics if need be. Oh, I'm also upset that didn't connect.
He converted this? Man, GSOM is crazy today.
Yeah, I mean, GSOM is giving us the level of conversions that I kept touting I was expecting back in that MAKORAN versus HONEYBEE set, right? Almost every single hit he's managed to find, he's been able to convert into maximum damage opportunities, even if that extra damage is a bit small, but it adds up.
Good out to her. He is quicker.
And I think ALOR has to start being careful with that forward 2 back forward 1 tech, right? It's not asserting enough of a threat that ALOR wanted to. Nice throw here. Okay, this is, if there's any opportunity to really secure some points on the board, it's going to be here, right? Like you've got the life lead. He's sitting on Fatal Blow fine, but you've got so much space to work with. You've still got the threat of the Scream KB. Yeah, that's...
Okay, that Banshee clipped him out of the Skywalker animation. ALOR, okay, we are winning that air-to-air battle. Corner position on top, but it is so hard to lock Fujin down there.
Yeah, I mean, the whole name of the game right now is that just ALOR has to put the Fujin player on a leash. It feels like they keep managing to establish like a pretty strong life lead, and then GSOM just finds a way to bring it back regardless. You've got to try to tame the beast here. Fishing for Scream KB, it doesn't connect. Jumping kick so hard to anti-air. Oh, I think they thought that was an opportunity for wake-up buttons with that string a little too airtight, no pun intended. Alright, and now we're just trying to chip away. You've got to be prepared for the second GSOM decides he wants to engage. Okay, we're back to the same mind game. Oh, just, yeah, misses. That was an opportunity to get the kill if GSOM was ready, but that is a hard string to punish.
GSOM, one touch away, but ALOR, we are not giving up yet.
It's an opportunity here. I mean, sitting on Fatal Blow. Scream KB into Fatal Blow is...
And this is gonna do it, Kevin. Yep, there is no escape. And wait, I don't think this is a French... it is. It is. Okay.
I mean, it was a hard-fought battle.
GSOM.
ALOR was just... I mean... I'm gonna hit you with this no pun intended again. Just a hair away from securing a lot of those victories. I mean, there was different opportunities. The life lead and like almost every single one of those matches was always in the favor of ALOR. And then I don't know, GSOM just had the heart of a champion tonight, just refused to lose regardless of the situation he was put in.
A phenomenal match from both. I think the score really doesn't represent the overall experience. So many close rounds. So many close encounters between both. A phenomenal set in the end. GG's to both. And Mr. I hate you, Mr. He is like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna do it on my own.
Yeah, fellow was getting impatient. It was like, listen, I've watched enough matches at this point. Give me the show I actually came here for.
So, Kevin, before I have to go and grab that freaking wick, Mr. Blake, thank you for the 10 gifted subs in the chat. I need Eclipse and ROETHOR in the Outworld room right now. Then I'm gonna send these invites out, guys. Thanks for being here. I see 300 people in the chat. And I know that a lot of people want to see the next match, Kevin. Let's take a look at the cards.
Ooh, excuse me. And this is gonna be more. Oh, sorry. Let me wait. I'm just so excited to communicate, you know? Here we go. And here with the lineup, we're gonna be having some more Fujin action here and what was represented to us as the best Fujin in Europe. But I think everybody knows just as well that ROETHOR, one of the best, highest level competitors that we have in the Rips Arena scene. And I'll be honest, I've played, especially on the Aftermath release, this Raiden versus Fujin matchup. It's really not that bad for Raiden. He's got a lot of good options to deal with Fujin. There was a point where I even considered this to be a matchup in favor of Raiden, depending on the circumstances. Now it comes down kind of more to a specific variation picks, but this is very doable for Raiden to take out this Fujin here. And I mean, it's a brother battle, right? It's a lore battle. It's a battle of the gods. I mean, it doesn't get more exciting in every aspect of why you would care to witness a matchup like this than it does with Eclipse taking on ROETHOR for everybody here on Wigs Arena.
I'm very very curious if Avel, who did the player cards here before the stream, had some because ROETHOR is saying, why is Raiden on my card? Do we see the RAMBO ROETHOR? I thought Avel, you know, he had some inside knowledge, and ROETHOR saying, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna bring the Raiden.
Now let's see here too if ROETHOR, because ROETHOR did say in chat that there's the potential they'd entertain this Raiden idea, but it's looking, no, we're going for the Rambo. Don't say things like that in here. Oh no, you don't understand, I'm that guy. How does it feel being a Jackie main, Kevin? I mean, do I gotta go back and grab the medal again? Do you think I worked hard for that, or you think I showed up, you know? Do you have a wig you could put on in Solidarity? Not even really. I don't even know if I have a funny hat.
Round one.
Oh, Rift, why would you ever take that off?
Jesus Christ. Right, do you see how big my forehead looks in this, Kevin? Do you see that? No! Chat, what are you doing?
Listen, if you've got a DMTA-free metal playlist, I think it's time. If we got another, like,
so much.
If we get another 50 subs, if we get another 50 subs, I want to see Rip's headbang.
Okay, what do we have? ROETHOR on RAMBO, and Eclipse feeling the pressure of the best RAMBO player in the entire world.
Yep, and we've got what I like to call the prone hub mix, constantly having to contest with it. I mean, right, you can always go prone into essentially the prone version of jab, and it's relatively safe. The competitor's got to be ready, see that coming, and then be willing to short hop to really get punishes on you. Here we go, the side switch control. And at this point, the spacing, like trying to play the mind games.
That was good.
I mean, listen, we've got people in the chat saying, why would you go Rambo? But it doesn't look like it's not possible here. And it's, again, I think ROETHOR, right, known for how strong his Rambo is in the first place. And a great knowledge checker is this character. Like, there are a lot of Rambo players. I think, like, Dylan Lloyd is another one that's a big,
yeah, Dylan Lloyd currently top 16 on the PS4 side in our league.
Yeah, big representative of this. If Dylan Lloyd is a big player where he checks your knowledge with Rambo and will only switch off if he figures out that you understand how to deal with a lot of the gimmicks. But so many people are unfamiliar with this matchup because you see him so rarely that by the time you have to play him again, it's like you almost don't remember how you're supposed to contest with him.
ROETHOR,
and then you end up with situations like this.
Jesus Christ, ROETHOR, relax for a minute.
And what I love there too was ROETHOR's knowledge to keep that unbreakable just to secure the win condition, right? Like a lot of other Rambo players would have gone for the launch maybe into down two. I think it could have been death like either way. But to not even provide Eclipse the opportunity to try to get out of that situation by just going for the kick and gutting him.
Kevin, the problem is I don't even want to switch the cameras.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand. I'm more upset that I've been growing my hair out for so long and that you were able to just do that.
It looks so... Wait! I put it on the wrong way.
See, I've never worn a wig before, so I was just looking at that and
I was like, what is this? What is this?
guys, what are the chances that you would finally get Rips to put on a wig and he would still be balding?
I have no wig on and I'm still bald.
I think for the sake of everybody's entertainment, we just gotta leave it that way now. I don't think it's worth fixing it anymore.
Do I have to leave it like that, Kevin?
I think you might have to.
This looks so wrong.
Oh, God. Okay, I'm gonna try to.
Okay, we gotta get back to the match, Kevin.
ROETHOR had a big life deficit here. And Eclipse needed to do this too, right? ROETHOR was essentially like establishing in that last matchup that this is pretty much his set. And so Eclipse needs to get a game on the board here to give ROETHOR a reason to slow down.
He buried that bad boy! What is ROETHOR doing?
Yeah, sometimes people aren't sure how to hit Rambo when he's in that state.
And that is good. Wait, he breaks.
Oh, if he would have done that.
No.
Never mind.
No. ROETHOR, get out.
Yeah. Who was in the chat asking why he picked Rambo? This is why.
This was a ridiculous comeback. The chat is saying DQ him.
Yeah.
Fight.
That was me. I asked that. Yeah, I hope you've witnessed why ROETHOR made this decision. I mean, especially if you're a Rambo specialist, you've basically taken it on the chin that you're going to be fighting uphill battles the entire time you compete with this character, right? Like, so many matchups are problematic for him. There are a couple of characters that he can lock down pretty efficiently, but that list gets smaller and smaller as people discover more tech. Oh, that is an unfortunately timed whip grab so early that Eclipse had no reason to not get up and just punish it. Oh no, that's definitely part of it, Victor. I mean, for the sake of not backseat gaming, there's Rambo tech I'm aware of that helps shut him down. But I mean, ROETHOR is also, even for the tech I know, mitigating a lot of the counter tech to that and trying to keep it as honest as he can without it, you know, overextending himself. Right? It's similar to Xiao, right? Like, you know, a lot of your stuff puts you at risk. So the better you get with your character, the less you put yourself in that position to get punished in the first place.
But ROETHOR, do we see another rob here, Kevin? Eclipse with a decent life lead.
This is going to be hard for Rambo to get past. I mean, even with his.
Yeah. He cancels it into the wind kicks and got away with it. Eclipse 1-1.
Fight.
Oh, and I mean, somebody was making a read on a 4-3, huh? Oh my God! Look at Eclipse with the wavies.
It was a flawless block again from ROETHOR.
And it's just been defaulting to this neutral jump game a lot, right? Just wants to mitigate the opportunity to get hit with forward 3 at distance. What an ability to get in there and get that punish. Potentially reading a breakaway. That's the only reason I imagine he'd go for that drop kick instead of a bigger confirm. Yeah, man, got to start using this down back 4 at some point. And not even wind pushes to damage, wind pushes just to deter the full screen zoning, and here's going to be a big pickup, guaranteed damage. And this is very treacherous. When Rambo has your back to the wall, he becomes a true character. Never mind. Immediately would shut that down. But if he can hold the character in the corner, he can actually become a very big threat. His back 3 becomes a lot more dangerous than it usually is. His ability to force you to guess on the mix with no space to back up to try to get away from his pressure.
Both are very, very good defense right now. I mean, you have to be patient versus Fujin. But all those little traps, look at the timer, Kevin. It's running down without mercy.
Oh, and yeah, I mean, taking that hit to is going to be difficult. Not impossible, but difficult.
No, it's not enough. It's not enough. Eclipse, he knows what he's doing.
Oh, my God.
And he wins by timeout.
That log trap, if it would have connected, would have been. I mean, I don't imagine there was any reason that Eclipse wouldn't have just woken up and crouch blocked, right? Like, what would the threat have been from that distance?
And just as a reminder, guys, Eclipse, the new force in the arena, played yesterday for the very first time after so many players told me about his crazy Fujin And a lot of people say he is the best Fujin in Europe on the PC side of things. And I mean, seeing how he is able to keep up with ROETHOR, I start to believe that it's true, Kevin.
Yeah. I mean, this is not a matchup that I would imagine would look this competitive if I did not know the players behind it, right? ROETHOR is one of the few who could take Rambo in a competitive scenario like this and make a matchup against Fujin this entertaining.
Mr. Blake is asking about the wig. Mr. Blake, I hate you. I honestly hate you. Why the hell does he even have that VIP badge in front of his name, Kevin?
I mean, listen, I'm not the one who gave it to him. Don't ask me. All right, nice. Here, they're playing a big game of hopscotch, trying to keep each other in this corner here. Ooh, okay, interesting interaction. We've been seeing a lot of like Fujin toolkit today, kind of just like go work not as intended as far as like side switching in grid scenarios. Oh, and then yeah, just gets picked up there. Right, and that's the problem, right? It's like how many aerial anti-aerial options does Rambo really have to contest tools like that?
Well, the trade with the forward 3, but overall Eclipse again with a very, very decent life lead over ROETHOR.
I mean, we are still 1-1 on the board here, don't forget. So they're technically fighting for advantage as they progress through the set. Yeah, it has to go for that mix at some point. You've got to introduce the threat. And ROETHOR completely willing to just jump out. I mean, you're not really taking a big risk by neutral jumping the second you see Rambo go prone, right? You either get jabbed and he really can't get much off of it, or you escape the command grab and have the potential to punish at certain distances.
Clean with punish from Eclipse.
And again, uses just the string and its utility to create that space and force him at a full screen game again. And it doesn't even necessarily feel like ROETHOR has any more of a better advantage the farther away they get, because now he's just getting wind shoved for his life.
Yeah, and the chat is super surprised. They're saying, wait, Eclipse is reacting to the crawl? Yes, he is. I was surprised as well when I saw that.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, it's one of those you can. It's an easy way to shut down that tool, right? Anytime you see him go prone, just hold up. There's really no risk.
Oh,
like
and ROETHOR, he
finds
it. This is gonna do it. This fatal blow, it doesn't scale at all, Kevin.
Yeah,
Look at this damage.
Listen, Mortal Kombat is usually not represented as a pay-to-win game until you get to DLC characters' fatal blows.
And ROETHOR staying alive, but he has to fight. He is sweating. We see that.
Oh no, and in Crane, and in most situations I would agree with you, but in this case we're dealing with wind push, where it's like he can't really low profile that, right? If it hits him first, it's gonna be hard for him to contest with it. Rambo's paid a little. Listen, I think I'm more akin to just respect ROETHOR for doing this than I am to want to sit and discuss how bad Rambo potentially is. I think we're all like aware of it. It makes everything that ROETHOR is doing more impressive to me. Oh, and then the armor break there, and with his back to the wall.
But Eclipse, he really shows he has the reaction time. It is crazy how he is adapting to those staggers, reacting to literally everything on the screen.
Yeah, I'm almost just surprised when ROETHOR can even bother to get a log trap off, because it's so hard for him to find the timing in the space. And look at that, and that's another problem. Fujin can't actually punish it at that range.
The double slice. ROETHOR, how can he close this out? Oh, the trip guard, it was insane. Eclipse taking the lead in the set 2-1. ROETHOR in trouble, and we don't say that often.
Yeah, and I think at this point, ROETHOR's got to decide whether or not he's dedicated to the win or the character.
And the only thing Tigress is saying is Fujin's butt, Kevin.
I mean, she drops a lot of money on the stream for a reason, you know? It's high level competition, it's a great community, and
she is supposed to work, but what is she doing? She is watching that cake.
Yeah. I mean, listen, she saw it with Fujin time, and she took her lunch break real fast. Excuse me, I'd like to take my 20 minutes, please.
But guys, ROETHOR, he is not switching characters. We know he has an insane Raiden. insane Shiva, but he wants to prove something now. Is it gonna be the first game 5? Kevin, I'm curious.
It could potentially be, but I think ROETHOR is gonna have to definitely make some adjustments as far as the distances at which he's log trapping, right? He's taking a lot of damage getting punished for those, especially if he gets too close. And to a degree, he's gotta try to figure out how to get past all of the wind pushes and start establishing that pressure in a way that operates a little faster than he's been doing so far.
Wait, Sasuke's saying my favorite German comment. Wait, Sasuke, I think I'm the only German commentator.
Hey, listen, we take it.
We take those, Kevin. You know what? We take those.
Right in the log traps again at full screens.
Abel, you're not German.
Those punishes are going to be so consistent.
Abel is Austrian.
I am always vigilant.
Round 2, fight.
All right, again, they're trying to contest with each other. I mean, ROETHOR like pretty much close to being down and out if he cannot establish something in this round here. Oh, and then just gets woke up 3 on regardless. Oh, I like that confirmed to make the most out of the conversion. And again, just constantly gets shoved back at distances where he can't really reinitiate. Here's a big conversion here. Yep, hold that positioning. And now you have to try to do the impossible and locking down Fujin. I mean, the situation already was changed before I even finished that sentence.
ECLIPSE one big combo away from victory. Look at ROETHOR. He needs to find answers to that Fujin space control. And
yeah, I mean, he could put... Oh, never mind. Hold on. He still has Fatal Blow. He robbed with it before. They're trying to fish for something here, but I mean, he can only take so many more exchanges, right? That chip damage is going to become important.
ECLIPSE with the interrupt. The new Fujin god. Sending a statement to every player on PC. He is saying, I'm here, and I'm gonna win this season.
Tigress, where you at? It's time to read him and weep.
Man, he is strong.
I mean, ROETHOR's such a tough competitor to secure a winner, but I think that matchup is it's just so hard for Rambo to compete in general, and then you have a matchup with somebody like Fujin who can definitely exploit a lot of Rambo's weaknesses. It made it a lot harder.
Man, and ROETHOR saying, I wanted to try Rambo so bad, but never again. I'm gonna switch the next time.
I'm telling you, bro, lab some of the Raiden tech. It's pretty good.
But just like... Mr. Black, can you please stop saying show the wig? I look like a freaking clown. I'm the only person on planet Earth who wears a wig and is still bald in the middle. It looks so wrong, Kevin. It looks so wrong.
It looks so right, Rift. You have no idea.
Kevin, how can I successfully run a YouTube channel when I look like that? Do you think someone on YouTube who is not subscribed to the channel yet, you know, finds
immediately
a video,
subscribes when they see it?
Not
Immediately
Definitely
subscribes.
That is a straight up lie.
Frame 1. Listen, they would be jumping on that subscribe button harder than you got to jump on Rambo to secure those wins. It is just get me in there. This is the level of competition I want to see. This is the level of commentary that'll get me through it.
But guys, speaking of YouTube, thank you for generating the link in the chat. If you want to follow us over there. Man, and Papa Cap coming in with the sub as well. Guys, YouTube channel, link in the chat. Feel free to subscribe to the YouTube. I think we're close to 8,000 subscribers over there, so going strong. If you like competitive MK11, feel free to check us out. But now, Kevin, let's talk about the next fight, because it's time for one of the best jokers in the NA scene.
Yeah, JETRING coming up to the arena to showcase his incredible Joker skills and prove that he still has what it takes to hang with the best of the best as far as high-level Mortal Kombat 11 competition. Going to be taking on a tough competitor in GOLLYWOMP. Let's take a look at these statistics and see how they've been doing so far this season. 70% win ratio on the side of GOLLYWOMP and a 62% win ratio on the side of JETRING. Joker versus Baraka, very interesting matchup. You would think that this is totally akin to an easy victory for Joker, but I think people at times when they consider this matchup, forget how versatile and strong Baraka's projectile can be in his blade spark. And Joker, of course, has pretty much a big problem outside of the use of Boing with dealing with projectiles at distance. And of course, that damage output from both of these characters, the potential is limitless.
Oh yeah. Victor saying, who made these graphics for you? They're so clean. Victor, we actually have an entire design team in the back who works with us on these things. And yeah, it is all community funded. So whenever we need something, we ask the community for help. And all the things you see here is basically sponsored by our own community.
Oh my god, one of the onion ring things. So I gotta say too, Papa Kev has definitely been on his competitive grind lately again too. I've been noticing. Fella has been up and he's trying to get some win. Cav, when are we gonna see you on the arena?
Kevin, do you see the matchup? This one hurts me.
Oh, we got no. Actually, you know what?
Round 1.
We got
Kevin,
mixed.
This can't
it's a better time for Papa Kev to be here. We got mixed. I mean, low auto. I don't think this is necessarily like really bad. I'm just curious. I don't know how proficient JETRING's RoboCop is. You know, I'm so used to just seeing him play Joker in high-level competition. I understand the decision here, right? Like low auto 9 is going to be a big deterrent for Baraka. Baraka does have a problem zoning against characters where their zoning is just a little too strong. So he's definitely going to have to, as we're seeing here, march him down to try to secure this. The problem is once Baraka closes that gap, right, it pretty much becomes his game to control. Yeah, we're going to start seeing that here with the pick.
He is not impressed so far by that RoboCop pick.
I mean, listen, if there's any Baraka, there's very few Baraka players where I would say, like, listen, this is going to be the pinnacle of what you want to see Baraka do in matchups. GOLLYWOMP is one of those few. You do not want to underestimate how proficient he is with this character.
Round 2. Fight.
It was a nice interrupt. Okay. JETRING.
All right, let's see. Yeah, low. The introduction of low auto 9 being used there. The confirm into low auto 9 again. And this is pretty much, this is going to be a big, like, rinse and repeat type matchup for JETRING, right? Like, I would not expect to see him try to do more than just this for the entirety of the set.
I mean, we're watching competitive MK11. If it works, it works.
Yeah. And of course, a great use of that air OTP shield too is not really the easiest move to try to, like, get a punish on. You pretty much can just throw it out for free. It's also great too because if he gets locked down in the corner, there's a chance that he can use it as a tool to get out of the corner and create a massive amount of distance and then go back to the same game plan.
Okay, the big food connects, but Golly needs more than this. He's on life support. Oh, that was good from JETRING.
And again, the Cheval trap gonna make it harder. I mean, he's got to take the dot damage while he stands in it and tries to get past. It's just so overwhelming to try to get through that obstacle course.
I don't think Golly is enjoying this set right now.
Listen, I would not be either. I 100% understand it, but again, for those who want to be the best, you've got to be prepared for scenarios like this. When you take all of that time to travel out to EVO and you spend half of your paycheck to get there, it has to be with the understanding that you might run into this.
That is true. Let's take a look at the ranking. So right now, this is a PS4 set. Is JETRING currently in top 20? Is any of these two in top 20? I don't think so. Oh, Golly,
no, I'm not seeing
top
it.
17. Rank number 17, I see him right there. JETRING fighting for those important points. So I can completely understand that he picks a good matchup versus Baraka.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, Honeybee did take a loss today. GOLLYWOMP getting a win here could push him up on that board pretty significantly.
Yes. So let's take a look at the final prediction. Interesting. Wait, where is it? Here it is, chat. 50-50.
I mean, at this point, it's kind of, I don't know, with competitors like this, it's hard, right? They're both so good. They're both so proficient. I mean, I think if we considered the RoboCop pick, it definitely would have swayed that chat prediction one way or the other, depending on how you feel about this matchup. And GOLLYWOMP with a variation switch here too.
Is he rocking the command? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Kevin, never mind.
This helps out a lot. This is a big help here to have access to a tool like this. Like, you need the mix. JETRING is not going to let go of block, essentially. You know, there's no reason for him to. He's just going to zone, disengage however much he can. You've got to introduce some threat to make him consider letting go of that button to open him up to that bigger Baraka damage. Trying to mark him down without overextending. Now, beautiful throw tech. Oh! Oh, he was just slightly too slow on punishing that roll. That would have been fatal blow confirmed. Oh, he's got to close that gap fast. No! The back two jumps right over the forward roll from JETRING.
I am a cop.
Who guesses wrong on 4 different situations and then gets to get out of jail for free.
Fight. I come here for a hug.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to think too, like the distance at which you can introduce that, and now you've opened JETRING to a mind game. Beautiful there. Yeah, command grab. Why not? Let's see it again. Take it to command grab. No, just gonna just start overwhelming.
He's waking up though.
Final round. Fight.
And I think that this might be enough to make JETRING consider whether or not he wants to continue running this matchup if he has to deal with command grab Baraka.
You know what? I have a question for you, Kevin. Are there any NA active Baraka mates? I only know who.
Yeah, and he's pretty. I mean, who else do we have? We have Munchie, right? But I'm not sure how active they've been. Like Biohazard obviously has a Baraka, but has not really been resorting to him in competitions lately.
That's right.
So it depends. There's a lot of there's a lot of strong Baraka players, but how many of them are still using him at this stage in the game is harder to find. Oh, and thankfully for RoboCop, he doesn't have nipples because he wouldn't have them anyway.
JETRING and his RoboCop. Taking the second round, we are looking at a potential sweep.
Dirtbag.
What is Golly gonna do? A lot of the times people say Golly, he loses the match in the character select screen, Kevin.
I think a lot of Baraka mains would feel a similar sentiment, right? Like Baraka, especially like earlier when high-level Mortal Kombat competition was just cluttered with Cetrion after Cetrion after Cetrion. It's quite arguably like one of the worst matchups in the game for him. Very akin to what we mentioned with ROETHOR with that RAMBO matchup. If you main Baraka, you know that you're taking that on, right? You're chancing the loss. But let's give GOLLYWOMP the motivation he needs right now. A little bit of this to calm the nerves.
Look at the poor baby with the scratch under his eye.
More people play Baraka competitively than D'Vorah. That is true, but I think D'Vorah had to hire like skill ceiling, like fundamentally, right? Like she's not going to be as easy to overexert yourself with as Baraka is, where you can kind of just get into the mind game of how do I open my opponent and then cash out on damage where I do.
Mistake from Golly, get off me, but JETRING, he's like, you know what? I'm still gonna press, my friend.
And here we go again. Just, I think the bigger problem here too is just the amount of damage that Golly is taking before he can even start reassessing, like reasserting some of his. Like he's got to walk through traps, he's got to block all these projectiles, and it's all just adding up to not letting him, you know, really like establish a life lead here.
There's that back.
Oh, that's actually weird to me that he ended up getting hit by that. No.
He does spend it and he gets it anyway.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's always like the competitive thing, right? Like if you don't spend the fatal blow and you lose the round, you start beating yourself over the head for it. But if you get the round anyway, I'm a genius and I got to save it. And the command grab again. Can we see him get around back here? I mean, this is gonna, the second that distance is created, it becomes such a bigger problem again. Oh, gets clipped there.
Just the forward throw.
Yeah, right back to the same established neutral. Go all the way over there. I'm going back to my business. Literally imprisoning GOLLYWOMP with these projectiles. Ooh, that's gonna be problematic. This
is problematic.
Wait!
Finish him.
And Golly is officially on the board, Kevin. 2-1.
We talked about these endgame scrambles, man. I mean, what a weird one that was. That down two could have been so proficient, but RoboCop's so shallow. Very strong down two, but so shallow as far as its like horizontal threat. Just was not close enough to get anything off of it.
And don't forget, we haven't had a Game 5 so far in this stream. I think it is time, guys.
Listen, Gollywomp, if you could get one on the board for us, just one more.
He needs one more, and after this, Starks versus MKJAVIER. Who is doing it for Carlos, chat?
Oh, and we're seeing the JETRING switch over to the Joker.
The Joker? Is it time for the Joker, Kevin?
Yeah. You fatal blow dash cancel, and then you just yoke them up.
Let's see. I think that is a matchup Golly likes a little bit more than Robo.
Round 1.
I imagine, I mean, you gotta assume that there's a reason that JETRING did not want to go Joker right off rip. But I think Gollywomp was able to introduce enough of a threat with this command grab version of Baraka where JETRING had to consider, especially right, if you take this loss, you're not going to be able to have the opportunity to switch too much. So if there's time to experiment, it's now. This is your home. This is the character that you're known for a reason. I think it's time to see how well he can box. Ooh, beautiful conversion off of that.
Mr. Blake in the chat saying, I gotta go to sleep, Mr. Blake. Thank you so much for the support. And have a great one. JETRING forward to KB. Gets sniped. Golly tries to jump in. And JETRING is saying, no, not today.
Round 2. Fight. I'm sorry.
All right, beautiful shot there. And again, of course, with the variation of Joker, still going to have a lot of capabilities to be a deterrent with the zoning. But now the included threat of his capability of being able to output much higher damage off of confirms. And of course, blowing just a difficult move to deal with in general. Even with back spike, I mean, you see beautiful time to help me make my point. Sometimes it just doesn't connect even if you make a read.
And this... Oh, I thought KB might be loaded.
No, but this is looking pretty dangerous so far. I mean, this is very close to being game set match.
Yeah, the chip damage is insane as soon as JETRING gets barred.
Oh, look at him cooking up the Batty Pew Pew 2. Oh, beautiful dust, but misses the conversion.
And the down 2 from JETRING is gonna seal the deal. 3-0W tonight. GG's to both.
That's gotta hurt too, because I've gotta imagine that neutral duck was definitely leading into anything outside of regular stand 2. I think like forward 2, down 2 could have been effective. I don't imagine that that's the move he was going for.
Oh yeah.
So that execution error in such a pivotal spot has to be annoying. But I mean, JETRING was doing such a good job of just controlling that entire matchup from the RoboCop back over to the Joker pick was just too much for Gollywomp tonight.
It really was. GG's to both players. Thank you so much for your time. And just like that, we only have one single set left, Kevin. And it's gonna be a set of 2 incredible players. We have Starks, who surprised us on the weekend with his insane jacks, versus MKJAVIER, who is doing it for Carlos. Do you guys want to see a little bit of Scorpion action? Because then we got you covered with an absolute ridiculous matchup. Coming up next, here is... Avel. Avel. I hate this dude, Kevin. I literally, I don't even know why I'm still working with him.
That is the best thing I've ever seen.
Avel, we are supposed to be a professional MK11 stream. That's what we try to be. At least we try to make it look like we are. Avel, we can't have that.
Oh my god, even the... I think what just killed me, Rips, was the Bandicoot right over the Rips Arena logo at the top. Like I just caught it last minute.
Avel.
Oh god, okay.
So we have league rank number 12 on Starks incredibly strong, Jax. I gotta tell you that, Kevin. He really is playing out of his mind the last time we saw him on stream. But MKJAVIER, you know him, the best Scorpion we have here in the arena. Ridiculous gameplay, ridiculous game knowledge as well. This is gonna be a great set in my opinion.
Yeah, I think one of the big differences in this matchup is going to be Javier's ability to force Starks to overextend so he can end up opening them up to big disjoints like Scorpion's back 1, his back 2 tools where he can close that gap, shut him down early, but not really have to stick his neck out as a risk for it. And I mean, as you know, similar to Shao Kahn, it's definitely one of those matchups where Jax as a character, it's just when he gets in, sometimes you just can't stop him. So it's all going to be the battle of whether or not Javier can keep that distance and stop Starks from establishing that Jax pressure. Because once he gets a turn, that could be, for all intents and purposes, the end of the match off of one touch.
Let's see how this match is gonna go. It's gonna be the last fight of the night. So a big thank you for everyone who's still in the chat, still sticking around. Kevin, we are still going strong. 300 people here with us.
Yes, then you love to see it. I don't know who's gonna get this raid dropped on them after stream, but it's going to be a giant. Oh, I'm so good. That Scorpion skin is so good. Right, and already fully heated arms. We've been in the match for 10 seconds. He's got him down half a health bar, fully heated arms. Okay, expend some of it, but I mean,
bro, STARKZZ is going in. I love this dude.
And I'll tell you, to be honest, Jax is one of my favorite characters to watch. Very, very solid players use in this game. He's very annoying to deal with, but his game plan is so honest. You know, you almost have to respect it.
No mercy.
Try to contest the plus frames.
Oh, definitely a misinput. I don't think he wanted to sweep at that distance. I at least don't imagine that he did. Just the second he gets an opportunity. Beautiful teleport punish. Still anybody's game here. Definitely more on the side of Starks, but we'll see.
He just did it. Wait, was that chip out, Kevin?
No. He got hit. He definitely got hit.
He got hit, right? I was about to say.
Yeah, I don't know if that was because he was expecting the amplify once he saw the move go off and didn't want to get thrown, but was it chip out? I thought he just got hit.
I didn't really pay attention as well. Made in the chat is saying it was chip out. You know what? It doesn't even matter because Starks. That
I mean, it was
effective,
crazy. You know? And now Javier looking as dominating in this round. Is hold on. Let me not speak too soon.
Need a medic.
And
then of course, yeah. It is possible to OS like certain points of that, but it's difficult to make the read sometimes on whether or not you should. Obviously, when you get in situations like this, there's layers upon layers upon layers. There's answers to everything. Yeah, staggers that time trying to check. That's a big information check for Jax players too. It still converts. Sometimes just to stop at the point where you would enter the mix and just try to see how your opponent is intending on answering it. I mean, the Jax fatal blow is such a threat, right? Like,
Kevin, say one word and I'm gonna ban Big Bird in the chat.
What?
Guys, can we get some exclamation points here in the chat? Last set of the night, and these players, they are delivering, baby.
Oh, big answer here. Let's see. I mean, we've watched essentially an exponential growth of competitors being forced to box with each other as we progress through the sets tonight, right? It started with a lot of distance management in that Shao Kahn Frost matchup. Got a little boxy once we started seeing some more of the Fujin plays. The last game got pretty intense, and now it is straight up brawling in this final set on Rips Arena tonight.
Javier tried to dodge it with the back jump. Can't get it. There's the shim jump. Forward 4 and the dream.
Yep, commits to the throw. No hesitation here from Javier. Not really any reason to that overhead. I swear, Rips, they have to. I mean, they're not going to, you know. We're moving past MK11 at this point, but that overhead being unpunishable is crazy to me to this day.
No. If Miss Seeks hears that, Kevin, then you are in trouble, my friend.
Oh, listen, I've told her a plethora of times. She knows how I feel about it. Anytime she gets a win, I'm telling her it's just because of that overhead. I don't think you learned anything.
But everyone out there in the arena, 312 people, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for making all these events so special. And thank you for allowing me to do this every single day together with the community. STARKZZ not switching characters. We believe in the rushdown machine, Kevin.
Yes, we do. And I mean, to Rock and Polus is pointing in the chat, right? This matchup is relatively even, right? Scorpion definitely benefits on having that teleport to contest with characters who want to keep him at range, but matchups like Jax or Jackie or Kano, where he has to close that gap, and that's essentially where they want him to be anyway, it's a lot less of a threat. Essentially, he has to really chance overcommitting on that teleport. If he's wrong, he eats a lot of damage for it, so he's got to be careful. Javier going to be one of the best at trying to walk that silver lining in the game, you know? Also, thank you, Calmer.
Oh, the trip guard on point.
I mean, those meaty back twos are always so entertaining to me just in the middle of that.
They are.
I'm curious too whether or not STARKZZ is going to have the opportunity to get it jumping and fully cook that back two, since it does combo. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yeah, I mean, no reason to not spend it at this point. We're gonna keep the combo as unbreakable as you can. Go for the reset strike, throw mix, and then yeah, at that point you're just chipping out.
Round 2. Fight.
Okay, 1-0 Javier again taking the lead. Does he have the download ready? Shout out to Clockwork in the chat. Nice to see you. Wait, what was that?
Yes. I mean, there is a big strategy in games like Street Fighter where you buffer moves at distance like that to try to get the enemy to walk into them. It's not a tactic that I really see in MK, but if that's what Javier was going for, that is a big, like, showcasing of just fundamental FGC skill.
Nice conversion. Good awareness that he can dash up forward 3 that.
Oh, and Javier becoming a little too much to handle here.
And this is it. Cash out. Wait, do you want to let him live? Do you want to let him live? Okay.
Yeah, I was jumping out of my seat too. Don't worry, Rips, dude. Me and Rips both stood up here, just flowing in the wind.
That's true.
Most people have only MK labels for it. Oh no, I'm sure, Robin, but there are a couple of people that, you know, definitely dedicate time to multiple games. I mean, it just because it's a tactic that's mostly used and showcased in other fighting games doesn't mean that. Oh no, Bird, you don't know, you came in late. To finish my point, Robin, yeah, people can definitely still pick that skill up and use it here, even though it's less seen in this game. Yeah, the penultimate, Bird. Growing your hair out for what?
Javier, look at the life lead. That conversion was sexy, but it didn't work out in the end.
I mean, the question here is how long does he want to hold on to the threat of this fatal blow without spending it? No way! Oh my god, it's looking so possible now. It's gonna come down to this next exchange.
Forward 2 down 4. Forward 2 down 4. No.
I mean, that's almost heartbreaking how giant of a comeback that had the potential to be just to get stuffed anyway.
What?
I mean, that's why you want to establish a life lead, right? So you can afford to take exchanges like that.
MKJAVIER 2-0. But these rounds, they are so close. Guys, potential last round of the night.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, STARKZZ has shown the potential to shut down Javier. I think throughout the totality of both of these sets, but a 2-0 life lead and the pressure that puts on you competitively is so hard to deal with.
Cyber Linkway assembled.
Can STARKZZ find the answer to that Scorpion?
Let's see. It's coming down to brass tacks here.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, and I mean, that was a very, like, committed round start. for Javier. Forward 3 teleport cancel straight into throw.
Feel my pain.
We also haven't seen a lot of flawless block from the side of Javier. On this.
But that was a
beautiful pickup.
phenomenal read. Good check with forward 3-4, covering those options.
And listen, it might be because he doesn't need them. Or, of course, you know, maybe he potentially wants to save those resources for better utility later. That is a lot of meter to commit just because an opportunity has presented itself. Oh, into the... I mean, yeah. There's no shot it's going to happen again.
That was good block.
Yeah. I was thinking, we watch another 80% comeback into one poke. I'm gonna do a backflip in my chair rips. I don't even know how to. I'm gonna learn it today.
Love is active. Javier looking for his chance to strike.
All right, beautiful. There, the march down.
What an anti-air.
What an anti-air,
Standing
yeah.
for okay.
One of the better anti-airs as far as stopping jump-ins at larger distances like that. Oh,
That was nasty.
Yeah. I mean, nobody can debate that. That's nothing but pure skill to be able to pull that off. Just jumps over, not even tries to block it, just completely doesn't even want to bother with the chip. Oh, and yeah,
And
game,
Kevin,
set, match.
I think this match is over, Javier. What?
Not even gonna bother
performance.
entertaining the Mercy.
GG's to both. Javier saying GG's in the chat as well. Starks, thank you so much for playing here. But I can say the same thing to literally all players in the arena today. What a beautiful event in my opinion. It was Sweat City all day long. But you guys know it. Unfortunately, today's event is over. And Kevin and me, we want to say thank you guys for all the support, for tuning in, for making this so hype. And Kevin, I gotta say it as it is. One of the best commentators in the scene, even though I look like a clown right now, chat. Do me
Stop
the
it.
favor.
I mean, listen, I'll take that compliment from anybody, but stop.
But guys, make sure to follow Kevin on all the socials. There are links in the chat. A great streamer, a great tournament organizer as well. But Kevin, it was a blast, and hopefully we have you on the mic pretty soon again.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you know how it is. Rip some conversation in the back. I'm just checking dates now as many times as I can get back on here. It's a blast every time. I love doing commentary wherever I can, but there's a special spot in my heart for doing commentary here.
We love to hear it, guys. So all I can say at this point is thank you for all the support today. Even though I look like this, thank you for allowing me to do this. And we're going to send you over to Queen Chan. So say hello in the chat. Be nice. And Kevin and me, we're going to be back tomorrow. No, not Kevin, but definitely I'm going to be there. So guys, have